Not every story needs a voice to be heard. Some are hidden behind quiet eyes, slow footsteps, and a smile that looks ordinary, but carries 1,000 memories. In a world that moves too fast, there are those who remain still, waiting without words, holding on to memories only they understand. And this time, let's listen to them. Not with our ears, but with a heart that slowly learns to understand. She used to wake up to laughter. Now, silence fills her mornings. They promised to visit. They never did. She still makes tea for two, just in case. No calls, no letters, just waiting. She says she's fine, but her eyes tell a different story. She gave them everything. They left her with silence. Call your parents. Visit your grandparents. Before it's too late. Every morning, she sat by the window, eyes fixed on the gate, waiting. The same routine, the same silence. Once, laughter filled this house, children's footsteps, family dinners, stories shared. Now, only echoes remain. They said they'd come back. Next weekend, Grandma, they smiled. But weekends became years. Her phone never rang. But she still cleaned the house, set the table, just in case today was the day. On her birthday, she made tea for 4. She waited till nightfall. No one came. The neighbors offered help. But she always said, they're coming soon. Hope never left her eyes. Her heart held more love than disappointment. She forgave even without apologies. And every night, she whispered, maybe tomorrow. Still believing, sometimes, the strongest souls are the most forgotten. But their stories deserve to be heard. Share her story. Let's not forget those who still wait. Behind her calm old face were thousands of words never spoken. She never complained, even when her body grew frail and her days felt empty. Her children were busy with their lives. All she hoped for was someone to come home. And even though no one came, she kept waiting, in silence. Every morning, the old woman sits in front of her small home, waiting for someone who never comes. Her child left for the city, promising to call often, but that promise vanished like the wind. Every passing motorcycle makes her heart race, but it's never her child. Not today. Days become weeks. Weeks turn into months. And still, she waits. Because a mother never truly stops waiting. She raised her child with pure love. Even when life was hard, she always put his needs first. She worked day and night just to pay for school. Sometimes she didn't eat so her child wouldn't go hungry. Years passed. Her child became successful. A big house, a fancy car, all built on her sacrifices. That day, she came with a small gift, a homemade cake, his childhood favorite. She waited outside the gate, stood there for a long time, but no one opened the door. The cake started melting in her hands, just like her fading hope. She walked home slowly, no tears, only a heart used to disappointment. Every morning, while the world still sleeps, she's already awake. Not because she can't sleep, but because she made a promise to live with purpose. She waters her tiny garden, talking to her flowers like dear friends. Good morning, you look brighter today. Though she lives alone, she never feels lonely. She dances to old songs from a dusty radio, her smile never fading. The neighborhood kids call her the happy grandma, because when they're down, she always knows how to cheer them up. Life hasn't always been easy, but she made a choice. Not to complain, but to be thankful. Because, as she says, happiness is a decision. She walks alone, not because she wants to, but because no one walks with her anymore. Her smile hides decades of silence, of birthdays missed, and calls never returned. Each step echoes memories, footsteps of those who once cared. She brings breadcrumbs to the birds, not for fun, but to feel needed. Strangers glance and look away, but she still offers them the warmth she never got back. In a world that forgot her, she remains gentle, graceful, unbroken. She is not waiting to be remembered. She's just living, with a heart that never gave up. I don't need much, not the noise, not the rush, just a place to breathe. Once, this market knew my name. Now, I'm just another face with tired eyes and slow steps. But I still greet the vendors with the same warmth, even if they don't see me anymore. I'm not bitter. The world moves fast now, too fast for someone who still pauses to feel the sun on her skin. I sit near the river, not waiting for anyone, just listening to the water remind me I still exist. They say the old are wise, but sometimes I just wish someone would ask me a question, not for answers, just so I feel heard. So, when you pass someone like me, don't just look, smile, because sometimes one small moment is all it takes to remind someone they still matter. She stands at the edge of the road, not because she's tired, but because she no longer knows where to go. There used to be voices calling her, "Mom, wait, I'm coming." Now, those voices are gone, replaced by footsteps of strangers who never look back. Her left hand clutches a piece of cloth, not to keep warm, but because there's nothing else left to hold on to. She is not angry, not even sad, just quietly wondering, is this what the world feels like after everyone stops coming back? If someone still waits for you, don't leave them standing alone at the end of a road. That's slowly forgetting their name. No one comes, no one leaves. Yet each morning, she still opens the door, letting the wind pass, as if it brings a greeting. She is 80 years old, her body is fragile, but her steps remain steady, as if waiting for something she never speaks of. She wipes the old wooden chair on the porch, the one she always leaves empty, not because she forgot, but because she still hopes. Sometimes, she looks far into the distance, not to search, but to remember. There is no sorrow in her eyes, only strength grown from loss, and from all that has left, she has learned to accept, even if her heart hasn't fully let go. If you still have someone to hold, don't wait, because not all longing can be carried by the wind. In every quiet step we witness, in the eyes that have seen too much, there's one thing that remains. Hope, even the smallest kind, still lives in silence. If you still have someone to come home to, do it, because not everyone who waits gets to say welcome back. And if today feels just like any other day, may you leave with a softer heart, more open to what can't be seen, but is truly there.